Yo, 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 peace and love, man. It's your boy OTK, man. Y'all already know, open the knowledge. Man, I got a good guest tonight, man. Apostle Zaquan. And y'all see the topic, man. Did Jesus fulfill any prophecy in the Bible? Old and New Testament. Oh, matter of fact, hold on, boy. I done mess around and they ain't put the O and the O in that. Let me fix this real quick. Okay, here we go. All right, let me fix that. In the Old and New Testament. You know what I mean? I call my elder because my elder, I can get an understanding with him. You know what I'm talking about. So I called him and asked him if he would love to join me. You know what I mean? And he agreed. So let me go ahead and get this open and done with, and then we're gonna get him on up, y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming.
A lot of y'all be talking about that shit. Me and my nigga be really cool, dog. Always keep it real, dog.
Man, I'ma keep it real until the day that I die. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, no need to ask why. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. Man, I'ma keep it real until the day that I die. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, no need to ask why. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. Every day of my life, man, I gotta stay 100. That's just how it is when you coming where I'm from. Hey man, I rock my own clothes with my name on my shirt to let everybody know the L is the same and the B is for Blizzle. Yes, I make it snow, but just keep that on the lizzo. My bloodline is filthy, most of us is criminals. The jack of all trades, but the master counting decimals. Sticky situation, so I keep my heat accessible. I'd rather your peeps than my peeps looking pitiful. It's crunch time. Hey man, I do this for y'all. Just in case you didn't know it, man, I die for my dogs. My only fear is counting too much money. The same cats that help me get it might try to take it from me. My deepest fear is goons pulling up beside me, ready to lick shots, pop, pop, and try to blind me. I'ma keep it real until the day that I die. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, no need to ask why. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. Man, I'ma keep it real until the day that I die. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, no need to ask why. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. I came from a family where females were go-getters. Granddad was an alcoholic, grandma was a bootlegger. Hey man, that's where I got my hustle. Plus my Aunt Julia was never scared to bust ya. And Uncle Dan, he was a fool, he didn't care about too much. You smoke, you too. Taught us that drug dealers didn't last too long. That's why I put my all into each and every song. I see death around the corner. Lord knows, where will I be without Joanna? She helps me focus and keep my eyes on the prize. Man, your boy been hunted, man, I put that on my life. And I'm just trying to live right. I know goons that was killers that committed suicide. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. You can take my breath away, but I'll never sell my soul. And I'ma keep it real until the day that I die. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, no need to ask why. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. Man, I'ma keep it real until the day that I die. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, no need to ask why. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100.
Yo, yo, yeah, man. Hey, Sister Dulcie. Yeah, I got my good brother Apostle Zaquan in the back. You know what I mean? My elder, I'm gonna bring him up. We're gonna talk about the topic, and then we're gonna talk about something else too, because there's some other important stuff that my brother got to talk about too, man. But let me do this real quick to all my American chiefnesses. Behind every chief, there's a chiefness. So in other words, behind every strong man, there's a strong woman. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah. What it look like, man? What it look like?
Listen, you know what it
Real,
is.
man. I feel the same way you feel about it.
Word.
I just don't want
I
much,
can't
man.
tell.
I just want to take it one day at a time.
Me too.
That way we can reach the highest point of friendship.
What's the highest
I
point? Let me know.
Then whether you know how far to take this flight.
That's what I'm talking
Word.
about.
You don't just jump in the plane and fly and don't know where you're going
Why
first.
not?
Just chill, baby. I got you.
We don't have to run, baby, we can chill. Just be patient before we take it there. See, you don't really know me, and I don't really know you. Never lived the good life, but come on, let me show you. We don't have to run, baby, we can chill. Let's just be patient before we take it there. See, you don't really know me, and I don't really know you. Never lived the good life, but come on, let me show you.
See, you don't have to rush. Baby girl, be patient. Anticipation of love making. Got your legs shaking. See, every time I'm next to you, I feel your heart beat faster. But yet you try to hide behind your smile and your laughter. See, money's what I'm after. So all I do is chill. I'm out here on the grind. I'm trying to see a meal. You never seen this good life. Well, come on, let me show you. You never had a real hug. Well, come on, let me hold you. This life I lead is troublesome. You win some, you lose some. You lost one, then gain one. You want some, come get some. See, everything you want, you need, I got you. Even though you don't know me, I don't know you, baby, I got you. That's just how it's supposed to be. Rather have you next to me, never in front or back of me. You look good beside me, but we take it there. It's some things you need to know. We don't have to rush, baby, we can take it slow.
We don't have to run, baby, we can chill. Just be patient before we take it there. See, you don't really know me, and I don't really know you. Never lived the good life, but come on, let me show you. We don't have to run, baby, we can chill. Let's just be patient before we take it there. See, you don't really know me, and I don't really know you. Never lived the good life, but come on, let me show you.
Say you like me, it's what you want. I ain't about games, I'm trying to front. See something that you want, then get it. Ice cream man always deliver, never late. I come on time. Tell me, girl, what's your room size? Sitting here, watch you visualize. I can't lie, see it in your eyes. Fantasize, I mean you all day, all night. Let me strap your seatbelt on before we take this flight. You know I'm helicopter high. Baby, you know I'm on a wide, baby, we can buy. And that's just how it is. El Blizzo keep it realer than all the rest is. And don't compare me to them other dudes. I act a fool with my tool. Lock it down just for you. You got a man, you can keep him too. I don't want him, I want you. Got a couple friends, but I got a couple too. Just let me know, girl, what you wanna do. And we can keep it on the low, long as you know, baby, just take it.
We don't have to run, baby, we can chill. Just be patient before we take it there. See, you don't really know me, and I don't really know you. Never lived a good life, but come on, let me show you. We don't have to run, baby, we can chill. Let's just be patient before we take it there. See, you don't really know me, and I don't really know you. Never lived a good life, but come on, let me show you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate all of y'all, man, for coming through. You know what I'm talking about? Milestones. You know what I'm talking about? Dulcinea. You know what I mean? Very special guest, Apostle Zaquan. Apostle Zaquan is an elder. And one thing I know we both can agree on, no matter our ideological beliefs, at the end of the day, we know we men, we take care of our family first. And that's something that wasn't taught to us. Some families, it was matriarchal. Some families, it was patriarchal. We got to understand that. But the ones that had either one or the other, that still has balance between the two, that's only because of people like this.
Shout out to the Mama Chief. Yeah, you be quiet when Big Mama speak. What she gave us is a part of me. It flows through my arteries. Even on that journey, that love grows how the garden be. The first to teach us when we sick, the first to heal us. Mama's boy, yeah, you know, her pride and joy. Soul food, yeah, you know, I'm an enjoy. Calm you down just by the sound of a voice. There isn't another feeling inside when they cheering you on at your game and you feeling the pride. You and your siblings fighting, she gon' make you put them feelings aside. She can't lead you down the road, but she can give you the guide. Where you think I get that blissful look in my eyes? I need a side of ice cream with Bim's apple pie. You know for sure for Mama Chief, you know I'ma ride. Cause we all need our Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all love our Mama Chiefs. The greatness, the patience, the foundation, the knowledge passed down so many generations, our motivation. I just wanna thank you for my creation. Cause we all love our Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all need our Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all ride for Mama Chief. The dedication, I seen your tears at my graduation. Now look, Ma, your boy that made it. You the reason I'm one of the greatest. Yeah, cause we all need our Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all love our Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all ride for Mama Chief. Now be quiet, let Big Mama speak.
Shots out to all the Mama Chiefs out there, the Grandmama Chiefs and the Great Grandmama Chiefs. Without you, there is no us. You know what I'm talking about? Mama, y'all ain't have to work for the love that y'all get from us. Daddy had to work for that. You know what I mean? Daddy had to show us something different to work for that. But you know what I mean? Coming from y'all, man, it's a different type of love. And with me saying that, man, I'm gonna bring my brother Apostle Zaquan in, man. Elder, peace and love to you, Elder. How are you, man? Hope all is well with you and the family.
Straight like that, man. Let me first say, Kal Halal, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. All praises be to Yahweh in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai. Barakathon, may his blessings be upon you. May his forgiveness be with you. Salaki. Man, I'm fantastic. I'm doing good. There was a moment of reprieve where I had to lock and load, concentrate on my health, number one, because that's first and foremost for me. In order for me to be able to do what I do, my health has to be right. And when I talk about health, I'm talking mental, physical, all in there, man. If I'm not thinking right, I'm not going to be acting right. So there was a time that I had to seclude, get locked and loaded, and deal with things one at a time until I got on top of my game where I need to be, because the game was working me. And you know when the game is working you because you're off balance. Everything seems to be haywire. Everything seems to be against you, contrary to you and your nature. On top of that was a move that didn't work out exactly like I wanted it to, but nevertheless, it worked out for the betterment of me and my family. We're in a better place today. And for that, I'm grateful and thankful to be in Tennessee at this time. That 4 years ago, the Lord laid it on my heart that I had to get off that ocean. There's too much water out there. I can't drink it, and I surely can't swim it. He told me to take my family inland on the highest mountain I can find. And so that's what I did. If it comes down to growing my own food, I can do that. If it comes down to slaughtering my own meat, I can do that. I'm in a place where I can raise what I want to raise, when I want to raise it, how I want to raise it. And I ain't got to look to nobody else telling me I can't do that. I can have as many chickens and roosters as I want. So raise my dogs like I.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago, me and you was talking. Last time you was on the show, you didn't make that transition to Tennessee yet, and me and you was talking. And when I called you the other day, because you ran across my mind, and I called you, and I said, "Boy, good brother Elder." I said, "Boy, you sound good. Boy, you sound like your whole breathing is clean up. Boy, that air better in the mouth." You said, "Yeah, OTK, you ain't lying."
Yeah.
It's different. It's clean.
Yeah.
It's cleaner, higher up,
Yeah.
and elevation.
Yeah. My fam came through on Thursday last week. My sister, she came in from DC, her and her husband.
Okay.
And they stopped through. They was on their way to Nashville. They had a church event or some kind of stuff going on. So
Okay.
yeah, and that was one of the first things she mentioned was the air, the difference.
Way different. It's clean,
yeah.
man. It's clean. Just
Yeah.
like when you taste city water compared to well water, it's a difference.
Right.
The deepness of that well water, it's a difference in the taste. You understand what I'm saying? Definitely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's like if you drink water,
Like
it's
it
like
came out of the refrigerator.
drink it. Yeah, as soon as you drink it, it's like you feel it. Like, God damn, I just drunk some good shit. You know what I mean? You got some well water to be like, this ain't right. Word. All right, so Apostle, man, the family all right? You know
Family's
what I mean?
good, man.
Right. So
Family's good. My Kuso family, like I say, I had to I had to set some things in order, and I'm just about to reach out to them because I'm at that place where I can do them some good. Okay, because if I ain't no good for me, God knows I can't do no good for them. I didn't want to be a burden, so I had to take some time. But I love my Kuso family, my Muskego family out there. Bless you.
shout out to the Wild Indians, man. You already know about
that.
Yeah.
So,
and we definitely gonna build on that too, man. Definitely. So I called you the other day. I said, man, let me ask Elder Apostle this question. Did Jesus fulfill any prophecy in the Bible, Old or New Testament? And when I say the Bible, I mean the Septuagint, I mean the Pope's Bible, the Geneva Bible, the Bishop's Bible,
any one of the above.
Any one of those, right? The Vatican Bible, any one of those. See, people don't know how many it is, but between you know. But I know you're going to use Hebrew. I know you're going to use the original of Hebrew before it got translated into Greek and Latin or whatever like that. You know what I mean? So the Septuagint and the other one, and the Tanakh, Septuagint and the Tanakh. Correct.
So,
what you think about that, man? When you first heard that question from me, the first thing you said, "Oh, that's a good one."
Because most people, I mean, even our foundation of that, when you go, that set aside all the confusion about who he is. If you look at the prophecy that came forth in Isaiah about the birth and what would take place at that birth, that's your chief cornerstone. That lets you know that something in the New Testament, if it ain't saying what it said in the Old Testament, something's wrong. Okay? It has to line up. If there is a prediction, a prophetic utterance being told, then the fulfillment has to be exact like it was said. So if
All
it
right.
said,
Hold on, stop right there real quick. So now we dealing with interpretations, right? So apostle, so if you tell me Jesus died, he rose in 3 days, and you just told me like that, right? And I go in and I told somebody, man, he died, and within 3 moons, he rose after 3 moons. I says, he said, he rose within 3 moons. You understand what I'm saying? Different
Right.
ways of saying that, but the interpretation is different, correct? So I think that's what happened to a lot of prophecies, because the way that they were speaking in the Old Testament, they wasn't speaking in the New Testament.
exactly. Well,
Okay,
that's
go ahead.
pro. The word virgin in Hebrew does not mean the same thing as the word virgin in Greek. 2 different explanations. 2 different, like in our customs, a man is never a virgin. I don't care if he had sex or not. He's not considered a virgin. Okay? In our understanding, that word virgin, depending upon what word is being used, we have 3 separate words that we use for the word virgin. Amma, Bathamu, and the third one I can't think of it, but we can go to the blue letter and get it. No problem. I don't like the blue letter because it does the Masoretic, but that's a different story. I like the ancient Hebrew, the pure Hebrew, the way it was intended to be spoken, the way it was given to our forefathers, straight from the mouth of the Most High. So when I say something like that, man, I believe that. And I back it up with scriptures. So I will go to the book of Jubilees, and I will go to the 12th chapter, and I will show you that the Most High told Abraham.
Yeah, you can share your screen. Go ahead. Yeah, you can share your screen, Apostle. Go ahead.
Okay.
And for in case people don't know, the Jubilee, the book of Jubilee is an extra biblical source. So you got the book of Jubilee, you got the Apocryphas, you got the book of Adam and Eve 1 and 2. You got the different books, you got the other books that go in depth in their story. So if they would have put all of this stuff inside of that one book, it would have been almost 3,000-4,000 pages from what we call pages today. So what they did is they started breaking it down and started taking the Apocrypha out. But it was a time over there where it was forbidden to not create a Bible without including the Apocrypha in it. You know what I'm saying? So right. So with y'all
this year,
old Bibles, go ahead.
This here is a Bible that was printed in the 1700s in Old English, before modern English. This book has 84
so
books
that would be Old English would be considered Shakespeare's language.
Right.
Correct.
Right. So that's this book. It's a King James Version Bible, and it was printed in the 1700s. Okay. This book here is the 1611 King James Bible.
So that's
this
the
language. This is 1611.
Right? Okay.
This language in this book is hard to read. You it's almost like a foreign language.
Yeah, because it still has a bunch of Latin script in it.
Right. So instead of King James, you'll see King James.
Correct.
Instead of Jesus,
they didn't have no J. They didn't use no back then. Correct.
J letter. No J letters in this
And
Bible.
we talking about 1611, which would be the
Right.
17th century. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But remember, they say they started using the J about what? The 13th, 14th century? They started using the J. Before that, it was Y or the pronunciation of J. Which one
Now,
is
as far as I know, the pronunciation didn't come about until the 1800s.
1800s? Correct.
1757 or something like that. Somewhere around 1757 and the 1800s. Somewhere around that, after the 1500 Geneva was retranslated. The 1500 Geneva Bible was the first Bible written in English. One of the first written in English, because the other ones, the Gideon, was written in German, along with the Lutheran was written in German.
I thought the Geneva Bible was Coptic script. Was it Coptic? Oh, you said it's English. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's English.
Right.
It's 1500
But
English.
it's not American English.
Right. It's not right.
It's not American English. Right. Correct.
Right.
Correct. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Now, it was the first book. It was the first Bible used in the Americas.
Which one you say now? The Geneva Bible, right?
The Geneva Bible.
Right. Correct. That's the Bible that they came with the dumbed out verses.
Right.
You're right. The Bible they was rolling. Correct. I agree with that.
It's the first Bible that they used. Right.
So
okay.
I read Apocrypha, and I also got this big study guide.
Okay.
So I
What's
really,
that?
you know what I mean? You got this book right, huh?
What's the name of it?
William McDonald, Believer's Bible Commentary, 2nd edition. And this is
that a commentary, preface book, preface?
Yep. And see, people don't know, man. The best way to understand a book is to get the commentary on it so it can break it down from the writer's point of view. And so you don't have to guess. You don't have to do no guesswork.
Right. You know what the author's saying. Right.
And what makes that so powerful is that you can see when there's different Bibles being written, you can see that the authors was missing and misinterpreting or either adding in or taking away. Every time that book got translated from the Geneva to the Septuagint to the Tanakh to the Torah, something got changed. Right. Even into the Quran, it got changed. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. But yeah.
All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna go to my first prophetic prophecy.
Okay.
I'm gonna share my screen.
So you think Jesus fulfilled it? You ain't never say yes or no yet. So do you think Jesus fulfilled it?
Yeah, there's many scriptures that he fulfilled, and there's scriptures yet to be fulfilled. We're gonna talk about all of that. The ones fulfilled and the ones that are yet to be fulfilled.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, Apostle, I'm about to put you on the big screen, and I'm gonna just let you rock out then.
All right. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna share my screen. Let me do it.
Y'all give a shout out for Apostle too, man. Apostle Zaquan coming through. You know what I mean? Did Jesus fulfill any prophecy in the Bible or the Old Testament? And the reason why I asked that question, y'all, because if Jesus fulfilled prophecy in the Old New Testament, then what that means? Because nobody else, from what I know in the Bible, fulfilled any prophecy but him. He even fulfilled prophecies that he made. You ready, Apostle?
I'm ready. Just go ahead.
There you
I got my page up. Go ahead and share it for me. All right. This here, what you see before you is prophecy, but it's biblical code prophecy that comes out of the Hebrew using a particular generation that consists of 10 people, 10 generations. And within those generations, it gives prophecy of what God's plan for salvation is. You have the word Adam, which simply means man, Admah. You have the word Seth, in Hebrew means appointed. You have the word Enoch. Now, these are children. Adam's son Seth, Seth's son Enoch, which means mortal. Cain, then Enoch's son, firstborn, which means sorrow. Mahaliah, the firstborn of Cain, which means the blessed God. In Hebrew, that would be Allah, or the word powers, power. Mahaliah's son Jared, firstborn, shall come down. That's what his name means. Enoch means teaching in the Hebrew language. Methuselah means his death shall bring. When he died, the flood came. The flood did not come upon the earth until Mahaliah died. And that was at 969 years of age, according to the Bible. Lamech means despairing. And Noah in Hebrew means comfort or rest. Man's appointed mortal sorrow, and the blessed God shall come down teaching, and his death shall bring a despairing comfort or rest. That's God's plan of salvation, that one would come and deliver God's elect. Now, that's one way of the Bible producing prophetic utterances, or you can look up what they say, Bible codes. There are Bible codes throughout the Bible. What they use is a computer to run a logic in order to come up with this. Man could not come up with this on his own understanding. And he didn't have a computer 2,000 years ago when this was written down, or when Moses penned it, or whoever. They didn't have a computer. The fact that I can go in Genesis and then go in Exodus using every ninth letter after the first dalet in those scriptures, and I can come up with the tetragrammaton, I can come up with God's name. The 4 letters, the Wahe, the Yahweh, Wahe. Every time, if I count the 9th letter after the first dalet, starting with Genesis, it will spell the Wahe, Wahe. The book of Numbers was
Hey,
spelled.
Apostle, your screen not moving.
Sharing. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. Okay.
No,
Okay.
not right now. I'm just telling this. If you Google Bible codes, okay, I just changed my screen.
All right, it's working.
Yeah. If you Google Bible codes from the King James Bible, you'll come up with this information that I'm giving you. There's no way I could sit down and do this. It will take years without a computer to program, to put these books in a computer and tell it to bring out this knowledge that's hidden within these words. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm going to show you something on words that I've done that I'm more familiar with other than that 10 generations. This word here, Bashaf, is Genesis in the Hebrew. But the book of Genesis doesn't mean anything when I say it in English. It just means the first book. You understand that? That's all it means. The word Genesis means the first book. But in Hebrew, it's a much different detailed story of how the Hebrew works. Because in Hebrew, every letter is a word, has its own meaning. And one word can be a sentence in Hebrew. So Genesis 1, Bereshit bara Elohim Wayet Hashemayim Wayet Haaretz. This says, in beginning created the God. Et. That word et is the same thing as the sixth word. It says viet, but they changed the V. They changed the W in modern English. In modern Hebrew, they changed the W with a V. They changed the B with a V. I'll explain that later. But that's actually a W, and that ET is actually AT. And what it means is the collected volume of the book of Torah. It means Torah, the law, collectively. So, Bereshit bara Elohim et, or at, Hashemayim wa'at haaretz. In beginning, created the Elohim, or the Elohim, et, ha, the heavens, wayet, and, wa, and, et, ha, the earth. That's what that says. Okay? Bara Elohim et Hashemayim wa'et haaretz. That's the way it would appear in the ancient Hebrew once translated into English. In beginning, not in the beginning, because you don't see the ha here. Barashi. Barashi. The word ba means in. The word ba also means house. The word ba also means security. It means all of that, depending upon how I use it. The ba is the second letter in the Paleo Hebrew. The ba. The ra is the 20th letter in the alphabet, and it represents the head. It represents the Most High. It's called Rosh. Rosh. The next letter would be the Shah, the SH, the Shah. The Shah looks like teeth. Excuse me, that's the 20th letter, the Shah. The Ra is the 19th letter. The Shah is the 20th letter, and they're represented by fangs, two teeth. And those teeth represents what it does to food. It devours the food, which I get my nutrition from. So actually, the food I put in my mouth, the Shah is that destruction that's happening to that food that I'm destroying, breaking down, so that I can get the nutrients out of it to have a healthy body. So that word Shah means to destroy. Okay? The next letter is in the I. That's the ion. It's exactly what it is. It's an eye. It looks like an eye in the paleo, and in the ancient, it's a pupil of the eye. It's a circle. And it's called ion. And it means to behold something. It also represents the rabbi, the watch.
Yeah, where we at? I'm still
What?
on the screen. Barashif 1.
Right. That's where we at. I'm just
Yeah,
breaking
okay,
down what that word up there is.
Okay, I'm following. I'm good.
Okay,
All right.
the eye is the eyeball, the pupil, to see, to watch. Okay. The Y is the yod. It's a stretched out hand, arm with a closed fist. It represents the right hand of power. It's the 10th letter of the alphabet, and it also represents the sun. The TH is the last letter of the alphabet. It's called a Fa, and it represents the law. It represents a covenant. It represents a sign. When you look all the way to the right, you'll see an ox head and a T running through it. The ox head is the first letter of the alphabet, and it represents the Most High. The last letter is the Tha. It represents a sign or the X that marks the spot or a cross. It represents the cross that it looks like. Those two sticks are joined together by the Wa, right here underneath. The Wa, W-A, is a word like and joins two words together. So it's a conjunction. It's a conjunction. It represents like the word therefore. When you see the word therefore, you know it's talking about something previously said is going to happen in the future. So what I'm about to say got something to do with what I already said.
Right.
And it's joining it together.
Correct. That's the difference between a compound word and a conjunction.
Right.
A conjunction
So that's
is
what that Y is.
Right. Go ahead.
That Y right here in between heaven and earth is joining heaven and earth together. That Y, that's that cross. That X is that cross. It's that last letter. It represents the total alphabet. This represents the total alphabet from the first letter to the last letter. Christ said, I am Alapa Tha. The first, the last, the beginning, the end. He did not say, I'm Alpha and Omega. That's Greek. He said, Alapa. Alapa is the ox.
And you say that means the beginning and the end, correct?
Right. The beginning and the end.
So the Greek translation is Alpha and Omega. I got you.
The Greek translation is Alpha and Omega. The Hebrew translation is Alapa Tha. Now, in modern, they want to say Aleph Va, but there is no V in the original language. The small hat put the V in the language. He put the F in the language.
So this is when you start seeing hyphens, and you start seeing dignitary marks over letters now, wavy marks over letters.
Right. The could.
All right.
Right. Vowel stems. And the reason why they did that was because the Greeks could not pronounce our language. Physically. You know how somebody, man, how hard it is to learn a language, and sometimes your dialect just don't match up with their dialect.
Correct.
No matter how hard you try to say that word, you just can't say it.
Just can't say it.
That's what the Greeks had a problem with. They could not pronounce it.
So they interpreted the way that they could.
Well, right. The best they could. They got Hebrew scholars to write the Septuagint for them to help them. But it just messed up things, man. Therefore, they created the Aramaic, which is like a
sister language. It's a sister language to Arabic.
Right. Sister language to Arabic and Hebrew.
That's what Jesus spoke. He spoke Aramaic.
Because that was the language.
He said, Assalamu alaikum. Right. He said Assalamu alaikum when he saw his people's divorce. He said Assalamu alaikum.
So
facts.
This is Hebrew 101. And I'm just going to clear it up right here. This will be the proper way by the South and in depth or depth meaning of the first word of the Bible. This is from the Assembly Call Out of Believers, the calledoutbelievers.org, the Bereshit, the Barat, the word Barashah. That's it written in, this is called the Matrix Lectionis. There's no vowel points. It's without the Nakud, but it still is not ancient Hebrew. This is the B. This is the Ara. This is the A. This is the Sheen or the Shah. That little hyphen there is the Yod, the W, the Y. And that thing that looked like an N is the T. According to it looks totally different than here. Down here is the paleo. This is the A, the first letter, the Ba, the Ga, the Ha. Now, excuse me. Ba, Ga. Da. This is the Da. Excuse me. This is the Ha. This is the Wa. This is the Zayin, Za. This is the Ka, but this is not pronounced with a C. It's guttural. Ha. But it's spelled C-H-A. This is the Ta, not the Tha, but it represents the fish in the basket or clay pot. This is the Wa or the Yod. It is the Y. That's the 10th letter. This is the Ka. The La, the Ka's on the end. The La, the Ma, the Na, the Sa, the I-N. You remember I said it looks like an eye or a pupil. So in the hyperglyph, it will be a drawing of an eye. But it's 0, but it's the first, it's the I. and it's spelled I-Y-A-N, Ion. This here is the Pa with the P. This is the Tazah, or Tasai. It's spelled T-S-S or T-Z. This is the Kwa. It represents the sunset. This is the Ra or the Rosh, the head. This is the Shah. It's like two fangs. And this is the Tha. It's going to be in the in the characters. It's a cross. This came 800 years later, and they tilted the cross on its side and made it an X, meaning the X or the sign. And the sign is the cross. That is the sign. That's where your cross come from signing your signature. That's where they get it from. You are stating your reputation with that. This is one of the most, between this letter and that first letter, that I, or this alapa, or the ox, and the tha are the main two letters in the Hebrew alphabet. It sums up the whole matter. And here we got the Bayath, the Rosh, the alapa, the Shah, the Yad, and the Tha. Hebrews read from right to left. The very first letter, and they say Bay. We say Ba or Bayath, which is a house, represents security. And it also represents the word in, because they're inside the house. It's a picture of a tent or a house. And this is just follow through. Bayath, Rash, Alapa, Shah, Yad, Tha. In the house of God, Allah, the son shall come forth, go through destruction by his own hand on a cross. That's what Bereshit means. The very first word in the Hebrew Bible explains, in the house of God, the son shall come forth, go through destruction by his own hand on a cross. Now, who could do that but God? Who can explain that but God? With the very first word of the Bible. So you want to know, are there any prophetic utterances in the Bible that talks about Christ? Oh, yeah.
That he
The
fulfilled.
very first word talks about Christ.
So the Bible, and this is the very first word in the Old Testament, the Torah, the Tanakh, the Septuagint,
right.
all of those.
That's right. In beginning, in every Bible.
So you telling me talking about, so they set the prophecy stage for Jesus from the very beginning.
He was slain before the foundation of the world. The Most High knew and had already provided an escape for us, because he knew Adam and Eve would fail. He knew it when he put them there, exactly what was going to happen. So he provided an excuse. He provided a recompense. He provided a repitiation. Through his son. giving us a way of escape his wrath.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, Apostle. You cooking? Go ahead.
All right. So let me go here. Let me see what's here. All right. Luke 4:16-21. When he came to Nazareth, where he had grown up, he went into the synagogue as he always did on the Sabbath. What did he do on the Sabbath? He went into the synagogue. And when he came to the front to read the scripture, the scroll, he opened it to the prophet Isaiah. And this is what he read.
Consider this prophecy fulfilled. Oh, arrogant ass nigga. Go ahead, man, Apostle. Go ahead, Apostle.
This is what he said. Reading from from Isaiah 61. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he have anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted and to preach deliverance unto the captives. Who are the captives? Well, we'll deal with that. And to recover sight to the blind, and to set at liberty them that are bruised. Who was bruised? Who was blind? Who were captives?
The
Understand?
Israelites.
The time, and who were they captives? Who was in charge of them at this time?
The Romans.
Who was their overseer?
The Romans.
The Romans. Good
The
God
Romans.
Almighty.
Right.
Good God. Huh?
I got you. You know, I cook with you. I cook with you, Apostle. Let's go.
To liberty to them that are bruised, and to preach acceptance of the year of the Lord. To preach the acceptable year of the Lord. And he closed up the book and gave it again to the minister, and he sat down. And the eyes of all of them that were in the synagogue was fastened on him. And he began to say to them, this day, this scripture is fulfilled in your ears. What is he talking about? I got it. Isaiah 61, verse 1.
Hey, Apostle, you can blow it up just a little bit bigger for us. Just blow it up just a little bit bigger.
Lord help me. How I'm going to do this?
Just one time. Just go to your three dots on the right side or right there at the bottom. See at the very bottom where it says 90%, 98%?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. Take your time, though. Okay, there you go. Right there. That's good. That's good. There you go.
All right. Verse 1. The Spirit, now I want you to notice this. Because after reading a portion, he only read what he fulfilled.
Correct.
So where you're going to see a comma here, he put a period in there. Because he hadn't done that yet.
Right.
But he's going to come back and do the whole thing.
Right. That's what he said he was. He was there to fulfill all the prophecies of the Old Testament and uphold the law of Moses.
And
that's what he's going to do. That's what he said.
He's going to dot every I. He's going to cross every T.
Okay.
If he said it, he's gonna fulfill it.
Right. Shout out to Jesus
Right.
Christ, man. Jesus Christ is my nigga, man. The son of the original G, man.
The Spirit, this is him reading the prophet of Isaiah. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He have sent me to build, to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim the liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prisons to them that are bound, and to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord. And he sat down. Here's a comma. And
I got you.
reads,
Yeah,
and the day of vengeance of God, of our God, to comfort all that mourn, to the appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, Israel, and to give unto them beauty for ashes, or for joy, and for mourning a garment of praise, for the spirit of heaviness, and that might be called the trees of righteousness. You want to talk about trees in the garden? People don't know what those trees were, but that's okay. And called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. Brother, when he returns, he's going to fulfill the rest of Isaiah 61. The part where it says, and the day and the vengeance of our God, he's coming back with a sword dripping with blood. He's going to separate the wheat and the tare. It ain't no kumbaya moment here. He's not coming to bring us together in hallelujah. No, he's coming to slaughter. And at the same time, reclaim. His sword is sharper than any two-edged sword. It cuts going in and it cuts coming out. His sword is able to divide and separate the spirit and the soul and the natural man of God. He only can do that. Fear not them that can destroy the body, but fear them that can destroy the soul, spirit, and body. And that's what he's coming to do. So they sitting up here waiting on a happy-come-lucky God and prophet and king. I'm here today to tell them they got a false perception of what's going on. Because Christ is coming to separate. He said he will set mama against daughter, father against son, brothers against brothers, and sisters against sisters. Because if you can't receive me, you are not worthy of me. If you're not willing to die, for me or your brethren, you're not worthy. And he can say that. You know why? Because he died for us. He's already done it. He went through the worst that we can go through. He went through the worst of it, to the point, like unto tears, blood dripped from his forehead, like sweat.
And Apostle, this is the rest of Isaiah's scripture, correct? But Jesus just read that part of the scripture, the prophecy part of it, but they didn't understand that he was saying he fulfilled all of the things what Isaiah was talking about when he said that, right? This is what you're saying now, correct?
Yeah, I'm saying this part that's highlighted, just this part here. He was talking when he read Isaiah, he read this particular scripture.
Right. Right.
And what he read, the part that he read, he said, this has been fulfilled in your hearing.
Correct.
And he put a period where the comma is.
Correct.
Well, now, the rest of it will be fulfilled when he returns. That's what I'm saying. If he had said he fulfilled all of this right here, then he wouldn't be telling the truth. But in reality, he fulfilled it because everything that he said is already done.
Jesus said, love Isaiah too now.
Oh,
he loved Isaiah now. He loved Isaiah or Isaiah. He loved Isaiah now. He loved Isaiah now.
Isaiah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. He loved him, and he loved your boy David too. He loved the poems with David.
Apple of his eye. The apple of his eye.
Go ahead, you cook it, bro. Go ahead, teach, man. I'm sorry for the interruption, but I love this bill. I learned better.
You can read the rest of Isaiah 61. I would read Isaiah 62 because there you're going to see what's going to happen in the last day. You're going to see where the stranger. You're going to see the stranger. Yeah, not yet. This Isaiah 60 hasn't been fulfilled yet. It's going to be fulfilled on the other side in the kingdom. That's talking about the kingdom to come.
Okay.
Isaiah 60.
Didn't Isaiah also said that a man would die and he would be buried amongst rich people or amongst rich people? Wouldn't that the main thing why the Sadducees and the Pharisees were so mad when his tomb was open and he was no longer there? They was mad because he was fulfilling Isaiah prophecy of dying and resurrected. Isaiah also has a prophecy about that. And he would be buried among
he took his grave with the rich and the poor.
Right. And from the dude who gave him, I'm gonna let you go ahead and call the names out, but the dude who gave him his tomb for his own self was rich. But go ahead and build on that real quick.
Yes, he was. He was a Pharisee. He was rich.
Joseph of Arimathea, right?
Arimathea. Joseph of Arimathea. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Correct. Go ahead.
Yeah. And of course,
I'm all right with the book now.
He fulfilled it when he had the thief and the innocent on both sides of it.
Correct.
He had a thief. He had the thief and I don't want to say innocent, but one that in terms of
he confessed it.
Right.
Yeah, he confessed it. He confessed it and he gave his soul over to the Lord, and that's why Jesus said, "Well, you gonna get it right." I got you. Okay.
Right. Okay. This is Revelation.
So you cook it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now I'm not gonna get into this. Let's get into little. I don't want to get into this right here. This is a little deeper than for this conversation. But this is some deep prophetic prophecy coming from John, the Revelator.
Right.
The young brother. By this time, he's old. He's in his 90s.
Right.
He's the only apostle that is alive at this time. All the apostles are dead. He's in prison when he's writing this.
Right. Before that, he was a hermit all his life.
Right.
He actually wrote Revelations being a hermit.
Right. Okay, here.
Go ahead.
Type in shadow of
Yeshua.
the Mashiach. The word Ha is the Mashiach. Okay, a type and shadow of Mashiach. Okay, these are types and shadow. Moses, Masha. I don't use the word Moshe. People do. I don't. I use Masha, the Ma and the Shah.
That's key,
Okay.
real quick, Apostle. The way that you had it at the top, type and shadow of Ha, Mashiach, or
Yes.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
When you say the Ha means like a the, that
The.
makes sense because that's no different than El or La when you talk in Spanish. The hacienda, El la hacienda means the
Yeah.
hacienda, so it ain't no difference.
Right.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
a prefix, a type.
Right. Exactly. So Moses was a type and shadow. Okay. We'll get into Deuteronomy 18 and 18 to show Joshua or Yashawa was a type and shadow. There's different ways of saying Joshua's name. This is the way it's translated in the Bible. Actually, before they used the word Joshua, because Moses changed his name was Oshay, son of Nun. And Moses added a Yah in front of his name, making it Yahshah or Yahshawah, similar to Yahweh Shah, very similar to the Messiah's name, which is Yahweh Shah or Yahweh Shah. Okay, both of them mean God's. One means God's salvation, the other one means God saves. That's what the Son's name is. His name is the same as the Father. The Father's name is Yahweh, meaning the one who was, is, and shall be, or I am that I am, or I am he who self-exists. Yahweh. Yah and Wah is the same with the Wah pronounced the Yahweh. The Wah connects it. Like I say, the Wah is a connection. It brings the two things. So what he is in the beginning, he is in the end. He's the same. Matter of fact, there is no beginning outside of him. He's before the beginning. You understand? Talking about the Most High. So there's Joshua. This is Joseph, another type and shadow. Yahweh-Sapah. That's in Hebrew, Joseph. And of course, David, Dawad. I don't use David or Davi because I don't use the V. I stick with the W, the Y. So it's Dawad, David. Yasharallah is who we are. We are Yasharallah. That's how you say Israel in Hebrew, Yasharallah. Yahweh Shah or Yashaya is another way of putting it. Yashaya. But it represents all 12 tribes together. Isaiah 60 brings out what are we going to be doing in the kingdom. And basically, 3 times a year, thy males shall appear. This is talking about the strangers that live on the outside of the kingdom. Those that are gonna, because they cling to Israel and because they were willing to serve Israel, 3 times a year, they're going to have to come up to the Jerusalem, to the city. And thou shalt make an offering, the blood sacrifice, with the leavened bread. Neither shall thy fat of my sacrifice remain until the morning. And the first fruits of the land shall thou bring to the house of the Lord thy God. Basically, they got to bring the food. Thou shalt not seeth a kid in his mother's milk. Behold, this is Deuteronomy. I want to say Exodus 23. This is talking about the feast of unleavened bread. So this is prophecy of Christ. Behold, I will send an angel. Word means messenger, malak, before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. So we already have our place prepared. And this angel, this messenger, he gonna send, or he has sent, to bring us to that location that he has already prepared for us. But beware of him, this angel, this messenger, this malak. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions. You ought to know who he's talking about, because there's only 2 that can forgive sin. An angel can't forgive sin. For my name is in him. What's the name? Yahweh Shai. What's his name? Yahweh. For my name is in him. Yah saves. That's his name. Which messenger of God can forgive sins according to the word? Yahweh Shai. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, so God is speaking through him to you. The same way God spoke to Moses to them. When Moses asked them, who do you want to hear from? Do you want to hear from God? Or do you want to hear from, no, Moses, we want to hear from you. We don't want to hear from him. We want to hear from you. So God spoke to Moses and said, tell Israel. Every time God spoke to Moses, and Moses told Israel what God told him. Christ said, I come only to do my Father's will. God said, obey him because my words are in him. So here we see God, the Most High, is speaking through him. So when I speak, who am I speaking through? Christ. Because the word tells me to let this mind that be in Christ be also where? In me. That I might speak the things that what? He said to me. that I might deliver them to the people in the same fashion. So this is why Christ, or why John is saying in John 1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Because that word is logos, which means logic, which means theos or theon, depending upon what word is it. And Christ is taking on the logos, he's taking on the very thoughts, the very mind of God, and he's relating it to us. There's no more mystery behind, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. The Word was with Theos. And the Word was with Theon, and the Word was Theos. Because Christ is that Word that the Most High spoke. So Christ is utilizing the very conception of God's mind, God's thoughts, because as a man thinketh, so is he. So Christ did not go forth in his own will, but he went forth in the will of his Father. I don't see how people can get that so confused. It's 1, 2, 3, ABC to me. Very understandable. It says, for my angels shall go before thee and bring thee unto the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off. These are the 7 nations that surrounded us when we was in the land of Canaan. All of these 7 nations are considered all to be Canaanites. Descendants of Ham. Genesis 18 and 17, and the Lord said, shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do, seeing then that Abraham surely become great and a mighty nation? The nation of the earth shall be blessed in him. Was he talking about these 7 nations? No, because they cut off. They're not receiving no blessing from Abraham. For I know him that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment. Excuse me, let me scroll this up. Justice and judgment, for that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he has spoken to Abraham. Verse 20. And the Lord said, because of the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sins are various grievance. Now, OT, this is hard for a lot of people to understand this transition to Abraham. But do you remember what was said to Christ when he told the Pharisees, when they brought up that their father Abraham And Christ said to them, I know Abraham. Abraham seen my day and rejoiced. Do you remember that? He might have stepped away. I'm not sure. But okay, this is for y'all. This is why I included this. This is what Christ was talking about when he told the Pharisees, before Abraham, I am. You remember that? He was talking to the Pharisees,
Yeah.
and they said, how you know Abraham? And you were barely 50 years old.
Right.
He said, before Abraham was, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Abraham
Pretty much saying
my
was there
day.
very big.
Abraham seen my day and rejoiced. So you say, when did, as they said, well, when did Abraham see? Here. Abraham said unto the Lord, shall I hide? The Lord said unto Abraham, shall I hide from Abraham this thing which I do? Where was he going? He was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. This is what Christ was saying when he said, hey, he sat down and supped with Abraham. Abraham fed Christ. Lamb, morsel, washed his feet for his journey, and then negotiated with Hamashiach. You remember he said, if thou find 50 souls, will thou spare? He said, for Abraham, I will spare. But Abraham knew it wasn't 50 there. Abraham knew that. He said, if thou see 40 righteous, will thou then still spare? He said, for Abraham's sake, even for 40, I will spare. And it came down to 5. Abraham negotiated with the Mashiach and said, if it be but 5 souls, and out of that household of Lot, there wasn't even 5 souls. There were 4, but one of them looked back. And because the mother, Lot's wife, looked back, because that was her home, Lot met her there when he took the valley, where him and Abraham negotiated on what lot they would take. Lot took the valley where the city was. Abraham stayed up on the mountain. So when Lot went there, that's when Lot met his wife. His wife was from there. So when she saw the city or heard the city being destroyed, she looked back because she loved her home. And she turned into a pillar of salt, leaving Lot and his 2 daughters as the only survivors of Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? We're talking about the prophecies. I might be done with this whole thing here. Yeah, that's getting into something else I don't need to get into. I don't need to get into that. I don't need, yeah. So I'm going to shut this down here, OTK. I'm going to stop sharing. You can remove that from the screen.
All right, it's gone. It's gone.
Okay. And let's go back to our StreamYard. Okay, we here. All right. So any questions at this time?
Yeah. So if Jesus fulfilled prophecy, and this is the Old Testament, nobody in the Old Testament fulfilled no prophecies in the Old Testament. Correct? Am I right by saying that? Or I'm just asking. Did anybody in the Old Testament fulfill any prophecies in the Old Testament?
Okay, yeah. The prophets, they predicted that Israel will go into the bondage. Of course, that was fulfilled in the Old Testament because we did to the Babylonians. King Hezekiah went bragging to the Babylonians about how much wealth he had. So brought him into the palace and showed King Nebuchadnezzar everything. And what did King Nebuchadnezzar do? After Hezekiah pulled up his skirt and showed him everything, what do you think he did? He went back and he plundered the city. He carried everybody off. Daniel, the Hebrew boys. I mean, he carried the whole city. Didn't destroy the city, but everything that was in the city, he brought it back down to Babylon with him, including the king.
Right.
But he went back later and destroyed the city, the temple. Well, we rebuilt it again. It was predicted that someone would come after Nebuchadnezzar that's greater than Nebuchadnezzar. You remember the statue? Nebuchadnezzar got, a little big-headed at his victory.
Definitely.
And he laid his head down on the bed, and God gave him a dream that puzzled him. And that dream troubled him. And Daniel interpreted the dream for him and told him that you are the head of gold of that statue. But there's a kingdom that's stronger and greater than you that's going to come behind you. And that kingdom was represented in the in the silver of the arms and chests.
Right.
And then another kingdom was prophesied of brass that came from the belly down to the knee. And then after that kingdom, a fourth kingdom that was strong as iron in the two legs of iron, and that kingdom was divided into two kingdoms. Well, we know that today to be Rome. And that kingdom that was divided into two legs, which is the Rome itself and Mesopotamia. What's the city that Alexander the Great, not Alexander.
I'm about to say what Alexander you talking about.
Constantine came from. Constantine the Great set over.
Shit.
It became Turkey, but it was the empire. Constantinople.
Constantinople.
Constantinople became the right wing of Rome, and Rome became the western wing. The two legs of Rome.
Constantinople and Istanbul.
Right.
Those were the two in there.
Under the Catholic Church. Right.
Yeah, I got you.
But then politics got involved. So the two legs, when it got down to the feet, it became weak in areas like clay, mixed with iron, still strong, But at the toes, it became so weak that it just took one rock that was carved out without hand. Thank God. Hallelujah. One stone that was carved out of the mountain without hands smoked that statue on its toes. And the whole statue came tumbling down. And that was it for Rome. And then you got Turkey coming in. But they're still there today, the Turkish people. Yeah, so all that prophecy is being fulfilled. We still got more prophecy of Christ that we can go to. You know, it's not a one over. I mean, through the history of the Old Testament, there's prophecies of Christ. In fact, I got a book. Let me pull it up. Read it on the side. It's my County Corso barking, man.
You got a nice book. You got a nice book shelf back there, man.
Oh yeah. I'm looking for my book, Christ in the Old Testament. It's a big book.
So was Christ labeled by another name in the Old Testament?
Right. His name is, of course, not Christ. That's a New Testament word.
That's something that Peter put on him.
Right.
Peter put the name Christ on him.
Well, it's not a name. It's a.
I know, but it was Jesus of Nazareth, from what the Romans and what everybody was calling him, Jesus of Nazareth. But Peter, after Jesus so-called died or whatever like that, Peter put that name. This is in the blessings of Jesus when he actually healed somebody, and as he was healing somebody, he said that. This
hold
is
on
in the name.
OTK, hold on.
Right.
How was the neighbor coming by
Why?
to meet us?
Which one? Which neighbor? This one?
Yeah,
Well, why didn't you call me out there to meet him?
I don't know. He had a gun on him.
Did he?
Yeah, he had no shirt on, shorts on, and a gun.
Well, good thing I didn't know. Because
Hey,
I got
mute
my
up.
gun on me.
Go check that out, Apostle. Mute up. Mute up real
Yeah.
quick and check it out, Apostle. Yeah, home first, safety first. Go ahead. I can do something real quick. Come back. Mute your mic up,
Might be
Apostle.
him either.
Yeah, it is.
Until Apostle come back, y'all. Let's go.
Say I'm hustling and I'm grinding. I'm making moves with my money on my mind, and I can't fall short. Always keep it 1,000. Slow mo. Say I'm hustling and I'm grinding. I'm making moves with my money on my mind, and I can't fall short. Always keep it 1,000. Slow mo.
Yeah, man, we in there with Apostle Zaquan, man. Did Jesus fulfill any prophecy in the Bible, Old or New Testament? Apostle Zaquan say yes. I say yes too. You know what I'm talking about? So he brought up some stuff today and said that the first words in the Bible starts off with that person will die by his own hands and lead his own way to the cross. So I you know what I mean, I roll with that. He fulfilled a lot of Isaiah stuff. I know that. You know what I'm talking about? Apostle had some stuff going on just now. Had to step off real quick. I told him, man, go handle that. Home first. Got to handle home first. But it's going on 9 o'clock, almost 2 hours, man. Damn, I want to let him come and close out before we close out. Nice build. I'm going to leave this authentic just like this. Nice little 2-hour build. OTK presents. Talking about. Yeah. Milestone, you good, bro. You good, man. Hey, listen, I was born in that A&E shit, up. But I don't believe it. I don't believe in the book. I take it for what it is, cuz a book of allegories, a book of stories, and a book of those people's faith and their faith, not us. Good word. You already know how I get down on Milestone. Good word. But let me go ahead and do this for you.
A lot of y'all really talk about that shit. Me and my nigga, we really do it, dog. Always keep it real, dog.
Man, I'ma keep it real until the day that I die. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, no need to ask why. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. Man, I'ma keep it real until the day that I die. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, no need to ask why. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. Every day of my life, man, I gotta stay 100. That's just how it is when you coming where I'm from. Hey man, I rock my own clothes with my name on my shirt to let everybody know the L is the same and the B is for Blizzle. Yes, I make it snow, but just keep that on the lizzo. My bloodline is filthy, most of us is criminals. The jack of all trades, but the master counting decimals. Sticky situation, so I keep my heat accessible. I'd rather your peeps than my peeps looking pitiful. It's crunch time. Hey man, I do this for y'all. Just in case you didn't know, hey man, I die for my dogs. My only fear is counting too much money. The same cats that help me get it might try to take it from me. My deepest fear is goons pulling up beside me, ready to lick shots, pop, pop, and try to blind me. I'ma keep it real until the day that I die. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, no need to ask why. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. Man, I'ma keep it real until the day that I die. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, no need to ask why. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. I can't lie. And man, you know I keep it 100. I came from a family where females were go-getters. Granddad was an alcoholic, grandma was a bootlegger. Hey man, that's where I got my hustle. Plus my Aunt Julia was never scared to bust ya. And Uncle Dan, he was a fool, he didn't care about too much. You smoke, you too. Taught us that drug dealers didn't last too long. That's why I put my all into each and every song. I see death around the corner. Lord knows, where will I be without Joanna? She helps me focus and keep my eyes on the prize. Man, your boy been hunted. Man, I put that on my life. and I'm just trying to live right. I know goons that was killers that committed suicide. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. You can take my breath away, but I'll never sell my soul. And I'ma keep real until the day that I die. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, no need to ask why. I can't lie, and man, you know I keep it 100. I can't lie, and man, you know I keep it 100. Man, I'ma keep it real until the day that I die. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, no need to ask why. I can't lie, and man, you know I keep it 100. I can't lie, and man, you know I keep it 100.
All right, man. We back with Apostle Zaquan. All right. Man, it done been 2 hours, man, Apostle, man. I mean, you good? You know what I mean? Nice bill. I want to leave this. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. It was a good bill, man. I think we can do a part two of this.
You want to do a part 2 on this?
Yeah, that's what I said. I just said that. I think we can do
okay.
a part
2
on this.
Yeah. It's a lot, man. I mean, I want to give it all to you and your guests, man, as much as I can. But you know, there's several more prophecies. You got Deuteronomy 18. You got Isaiah 53. You got, Isaiah 7:14. You got Isaiah 9:6.
That's why I say. That's why I say Jesus had loved Isaiah.
Yeah.
And that was the whole problem with the Sadducees and the Pharisees. Yeah, they was mad because he was performing he was bringing all of Isaiah prophecies into fulfillment.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how you do it, man. You want to take some questions right quick, or you just want to wait until I come back the next time?
Yeah, man. No, I like to keep the show just like this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just like this, man. And I do a lot of the question asking to help you get in your bill with the bag and keep it authentic like that. You know?
Right. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to coming back and finish it. No problem.
Yeah, definitely, man. Go ahead.
Tomorrow I got I'm doing something for Black Jesus Minister tomorrow evening. I know that. And
shout out to Black Jesus Minister, man. Balling and crawling.
Yeah.
You already know. I've been balling and crawling. Oh yeah.
We got Zion Lex going up against the white guy Ryan 1147.
Yeah, Zion, real surgical, real astute.
Ryan don't know. I think he done barked up the wrong. If he couldn't deal with me, and he couldn't. I just kept repeating, you say you are who your father is, brother. You're going to die on that one. But I purposely did not use.
You have disagreement with other stuff because you're not just who your father is, you also who your mother is.
Right.
Correct.
That's only when Israel say you are who your father is, that's for inheritance.
Correct.
Our inheritance is passed down through our fathers, not our mothers.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So that is if my father is a Judite, I'm a Judite. If my father is of Reuben, I'm a Reubenite. If my father is of Benjamin, I'm a Benjamite. If my father is of Asher, I'm an Asherite. That's all. That's how that works. They counted according to the number of the house. And that was
so you saying nobody So you saying that their mother last name didn't matter? I mean, their mother's name didn't matter?
It's not that it didn't matter. It's just when it comes to the 12 tribes, no, there is no women that was the head of a tribe, according in Israel. It had to be, they had to take on a husband and preserve the name. And whatever name that husband was, that's the name they went under, just like today.
Yeah, David's father got shunned out of the tribes because of David's mom.
No, not David. Talking about King David?
Yeah, King David.
When?
Yeah, King David's mom was not an Israelite. Correct?
No. King, you're talking about his grandmother, but she was. You're talking about Ruth, right?
No, I talk about King David. David and Goliath story. David, his daddy was of the tribe of Judah.
His daddy was Jesse of the tribe,
But
and that's
yeah. But they shunned him because he had a child with a bastard. So that's why David only stayed in the with the sheep and minding the sheep. Like they got looked up, he got looked down upon. Correct?
No, the reason why he was the shepherd because he was the youngest, and he wasn't old enough to be in the military. Nor was he was only 15 years old.
So when the prophet,
baby's at the door.
Who is that? Samuel or Isaiah? One of those Samuel. Okay, bro.
You might be talking about Samuel.
When Samuel came,
but Samuel's mother was an Israelite too. That's Hannah. Samuel's mother was Hannah, and she gave Hannah to the prophet. His two sons. Hannah gave to the prophet Lehi, I think, and his sons were wicked. But no, David was fine. David was one of 7 brothers, and when Samuel came,
he was considered a bastard compared to the other brothers, though.
I don't think so.
It's in the book.
I don't know. Huh?
What you mean? It's
no, man. David was not a bastard. No, man. David was not a bastard. And that's not a bastard. A bastard is a fatherless child.
No, a bastard is a child born without wedding, without being married.
A bastard is a child born without a father.
Out of wedlock. Born out of wedlock.
A father wedlock
means that you're not married.
We don't marry like you see. No, sex is when we marry. No, the fact that you had sex with a woman, that meant you married her. You just don't go around having sex with women. We don't do that. When I have sex with a woman, that woman is my wife.
But
that woman becomes my wife at the consummation of the sex. That's what constitutes a wife.
And that's what the 12 tribes did when that 13th tribe, who was run by a female, since you say it wasn't no tribe ever ran by a female, actually the 13th tribe was she gained inheritance from her father that died in the war, and she didn't go into war with the 12 tribes. They came back and pillaged her community. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's that story. But they gave
that's the 13th tribe.
Moses told Moses told her that she was permitted to pick a husband from any tribe in Israel. But understand, your inheritance will go through him, not you. So if you went, because she made an appeal, she only had daughters. She didn't have no sons, and she wasn't married. And she made an appeal to Moses.
I think I talk about after Moses, man. I'm talking about the 12 tribes during that time. I think her husband been done get killed, and her son, one of her sons been done get killed, and her youngest son was too young to lead.
No, he would lead. He would come in to leadership, just like Jacob, Judah. Judah's youngest son, when his older two sons died, he refused to give his younger son to Tamar. And he took her himself. So, but he took her she played the harlot, since he wouldn't give him the youngest son. She played the harlot, and when he came to buy sex, what he shouldn't have been doing, but he did.
Yeah, she tricked him. Yeah,
she tricked him. And she showed him, yeah. But David is David's mother and father are cool.
That story
the problem would be is Ruth.
God killed one of the sons because he would not ejaculate in the woman.
That's Judah's son.
Yeah, that's crazy. That story is crazy.
That's Onan.
Not dealing in the tribe.
He know the law. He knew the law. It was for him to obey the law. And that's the Levitical law, Levitical marriage law. One of the laws, because we had laws before Moses.
From the Levites.
And this was before Moses. But
Aaron was a Levite, correct? Aaron was a Levite, correct? Aaron.
Who? Aaron was a Levite.
He was a Levite, or he's the progenitor of Levites?
Aaron's father would have been the progenitor.
Okay.
Of Levites. Right. Yeah.
Which is Moses' father, correct?
Which is Moses' father, because Aaron and Moses are brothers.
And Sarah.
Sarah who?
Oh, what was their sister name? What was their sister name? Sarah. What was their sister name?
Meredith.
My bad.
Miriam.
Yeah.
Miriam.
I'm thinking about him. I'm thinking about Abraham, baby mama. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Isaac mama.
David's grandmother, Ruth, that was married to David's grandfather, Boaz.
Mm-hmm.
But they, because they get Ruth mixed up with being a Moabite, which would have made it impossible for Boaz. Because we were strictly told not to mix with the Moabites and the Ammonites. Why? Because they were a product of incest.
And the Ammonites.
They came from Lot.
What was the other name? The Ammonites and the Ammonites.
Ammonites.
Yeah, Ammonites, but they call them Ammonites. So the Philistines,
okay,
who believed in Baal at this time with David,
right?
The Philistines, the giants, say they descend from the fallen angels. They the last of the bloodlines of the fallen angels. That was Goliath. That was Goliath and his brother's story.
Only thing I know, they were the sons of Anak.
All right, so Goliath's mother and David's family is related down the line, correct?
No.
Ain't she the sister of Ruth? Goliath's mama. Goliath
wasn't a Moabite. No.
Goliath was a Philistine.
He was the Philistine. Yeah.
Right. Wasn't his mama? Wouldn't Goliath's mama like Ruth sister or something like that?
Not that I know of. No. That got to be some extra biblical source.
So that boy say extra.
No. Like I say, Ruth was an Israelite. She lived in the city of Moab.
Hold on. I got you. Ruth and Oprah. Oh, my bag. I might have said the wrong name. Oprah. All right, I'm gonna share this real quick. Check this out. Yeah, check this out real quick. I was looking at this the other day. Boom. You can see now. I'm gonna make it a little bigger.
Oprah.
You can see it, Apostle?
Yeah, what site is that?
This is boom, it has this site uses cookie closing itself. Okay. So whatever site this is, boy, it got a bunch of sources on the side. You can interpret it in all different types of stuff. I tell you that. Hold on, let me get out of this real quick and I'll tell you. Let me go back one time. And let me go back. Then let me go back.
Ooh.
But I'll go back out this real quick. But check this genealogy out.
You could text that to me and put it in the text message. I appreciate it. I'll look it up and read over it.
Okay, all right. So check this out. It said, according to the Babylonian Talmud, which we know what the Talmud is, Sota 42b, Goliath was a son of Oprah, the sister-in-law of Ruth. David's own great-grandmother, Ruth, Obed, Jesse, David, Ruth, Rabbi, a Hagic, and a homiletic interpretation of the book of Ruth makes the blood relation even closer, considering Oprah and Ruth to have been full sisters. Oprah said to have made a pretense of accompanying Ruth, but after 40 paces left her. Thereafter, she led a desolate life, became a hermit. According to the Jerusalem Talmud, Goliath was born by polyspermy and had about 100 fathers. So they're saying that she was just like a trick. She just got pregnant by everybody. But we know the story is that she was pregnant by God. Goliath was son of gods. Correct?
No. They were ordinary men. Just of large stature.
They said he was the last of the fallen angels. Of that bloodline stock, the giants.
Yeah, I don't believe in fallen angels, man.
All right, well then they're the last of the giants.
Yeah, angels, according to Christ, have sex. Neither are they given in marriage. They are not created in the same vein that humans are. Although they can appear as humans, they cannot become humans. They are their own species. Species cannot intermarry. Like they can't interlock like that. Any more than a dog can mate with a cat. Every species can only mate with its own.
All right, so let me ask you this, Apostle. Was it people on the earth before Adam and Eve?
Sure.
All right, so who was these people?
Genesis 1:26 and 27.
Land of Nod, right? Land of Nod.
Land of Nod. Well, yeah, not existed when Cain existed.
That's where Cain got his wife from, correct?
Right.
All right. So who are these first people?
Who?
Will these be the Adamites?
If you meaning before Adam, yeah. I mean,
Yes.
they could be, or
Those
they
will be
could
the
be the same. I believe Adam was among. See, I don't think
Yeah.
Adam had a separate creation. Adam
But see,
was
the
among.
Adamites, the first Adamites, though, they was considered being born at the same time, man and female, and they name was called Adamites, not meaning Adam meant man. Now, the second creation, that's when Adam becomes one person, a man.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
what
think
I
it's a
see.
second creation.
It's
Adam
three
was just,
creations.
no, Adam was just selected. He was sanctified. That means to be set apart. He's from Genesis 1:26 and 27. He was created among when everybody else was created. But God separated him out from the normal creation, separating him for a divine purpose, putting him in the Garden of Eden, a holy place separate from the rest of the world. And Eve was bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh. She was from his same family stock.
But
That's
what
all.
about Lilith, though?
I don't
Lilith
know
was
nothing
born
about Lilith.
first. Lilith was born, just like I was talking about the first Adamites. That would be like Lilith, born at the same time. It's a story that says that Lilith and Adam couldn't get along. You know what I mean? And God told her, like, yo, before you come back here, if you don't get along down there, you have to perish. And she was like, you know what? I'd rather just perish than to live like this. And this is where we have the third creation story with Adam and Eve. Because the first creation story would be the Adamites, correct? He had to create them first, correct?
I don't know nothing. Only thing I know is according to Genesis. And I don't see that.
The people in the land, the people in the land of Nod. Who did they come from? They had to have been there before Adam.
No, they were created in Genesis 1:26. Let us make man in our image and after our likeness. That's when Adam was created. Adam.
All right, that's when Adam was created. But what about the people in the land of Nod that Cain saw?
Creation. They were created at that same time.
Okay, I got you. Okay,
yeah,
I got you. I follow you now. I understand what you're saying now.
Six-day creation. Now, I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm not saying that.
No,
I'm saying
I believe in that. I believe in that because I believe in multi-birth in different places. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that life just started in one landmass. No, or just from one man and one woman. No, I don't believe that.
Right.
No, I don't believe that. So
yeah.
So I agree with you with that.
Yeah.
But I think we need to do an in-depth dive on who these people is from Nod. Because if these are the Adamites, what would be the first creation that God never talked about in the Bible, we will have to look at the story again and that's where you have to go into extra biblical sources in order to find out more about the story, about who these people is.
Right. Well, the thing is,
I mean,
the thing is that there's a lot of information out here I got the Book of Jubilees. I got it in the Bible. I got it with the 1611. I got it with the English Bible. I got it with the Sefer Bible. I got the Sefer Bible. I got all
Got
the
the book of
Bibles.
Enoch too.
Yeah, I got a separate book with
Enoch, the one who set the stage on everything.
Yeah.
The grandfather, the
So-
great grandfather Noah, he set the
Right.
stage, everything.
I don't accept the Talmud or the Mishnah. I don't agree with it. Neither do I
Okay.
receive it. I don't even own a Talmud or Mishnah. I believe.
When you start talking
I
about
don't believe our people.
Talmud, that's when you get more into like the Islamic faith, huh?
No, well, I believe it was written by different people. So
Okay.
I don't think we wrote the Talmud, but that's the way I see it.
Oh, that's
I don't
another
think we wrote
discussion.
it. Huh?
That's another discussion. That's another
That's another
discussion.
discussion. Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Not to say it's wrong to read it.
Uh-huh.
Everything I believe that I read in light of the KJV. That's including the Septuagint.
Right,
If the
right.
Septuagint disagree with the KJV, I accept with the KJV. And then this, I don't agree with everything in the KJV.
Correct.
Either.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
I think when it comes to man is malleable.
Remember, the KJV is one of the first Bibles that was printed once the printing press come out. So, before that, everything
the press came out in the 4th century.
Yeah, everything was, huh?
Yeah, it came out in the 4th century. It's just that the Bible wasn't utilized for it. It wasn't until
the printing press. Yeah, Gutenberg.
The Gutenberg press.
Yes.
4th century. The year 4 something. It was right after the Fargate, the Catholic Bible was printed. Not printed, but written by Jerome. Because the Catholic Bible was a book that was written and not printed at first. Didn't nobody had it but the priests. Private citizens, the average citizen didn't own. It was illegal for you to own Bibles. So nobody had their own Bible when the Catholic Bible came out. And that was one of the first, opposite of the Codex Vaticanus, Codex Alapa, and Sinaitic, the Sinaitic Codex, Codex Sinaiticus. Those, they were written in the 300s, earlier to 200s. But I don't look at those as complete Bibles. Yeah, there you go. When? I'm sure to say the 4th century. It ain't said it yet. Where's my girl Dulcinea? Dulcinea, where you at?
My bag, Apostle.
No,
All
did you find it? The Glutenberg Press?
Yeah. I just looked it up just now. Uh, yeah. So
What?
let me show you real quick. This is what I
You
found,
talking to
and this is
OTK?
why I said, huh?
My wife came in here because she heard me say, "Where you at, Dawson A?" So she come in here being nosy. She don't know I'm talking to you. Say hi to OTK.
Dosey probably Dosey. Hey, sis.
Hi, how
Hey, how
are
you
you?
doing? Yeah,
Okay.
sis probably over there beating up some Pan Africans. How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm well. I'm well.
Yes, man.
Thanks
Hold
so
on.
much,
Let me
man.
turn on my camera.
Uh,
All right.
I'm not looking that good right
When I
now.
heard you come inside there and told him, like, yeah, he had a shirt off with a gun on it. I tell Apostle, man, you better go out there and
Okay. All right. Listen, you take care, okay? All right.
Okay, you too. You too.
Yeah. It's
All
it's
right.
normal,
Bye bye.
man. It's
All
normal
right.
for
Yeah.
guys to have guns
I was
on
trying
it.
to turn my camera on Apostle so she could have seen me.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
she's
she
gone
could have
though.
seen me. I was trying to turn my
Yeah,
camera on.
but it's normal
Yeah.
around here. This open carry place. So
Oh,
just
yeah,
about everybody walk
definitely.
around with their guns on. So that wasn't.
Man,
I don't.
why is my
She didn't want to give the impression that that wasn't normal, because they do. They walk around with their guns. Yeah, that's why I keep mine close. Mine's sitting over there next to the chair. Got to keep it close. You there, brother?
Oh yeah, I'm here. All
Okay.
right, so let me see. Let me
So
try
do you got
to share
Sonetta's
this
number?
real quick. Let me see. But my internet been acting.
Okay. I'm gonna
I
leave
get
it
it
in your
from you.
back chat so you can get in touch with him,
Oh
because I already set it up.
we got personal numbers, man. We good. Me and you. Yeah, me and you can
Oh
talk
yeah,
personally. You
yeah,
don't have to put it
right.
in the
Sure.
back chat. You got my
Okay,
number. I got your
okay,
number.
okay. So when you're ready, just let me
Yeah,
know, and I
exactly.
get in contact with him. Yeah, he would love to have you over there, bro.
Man, what is it going on? Why is it they keep saying it's taking me? Hey, all right, bet. Like I told you, man, I do the bill with you. You know,
Okay.
you
Oh,
saying we
okay.
have
Yeah,
like we
right,
did the bill at
right,
night. I do the bill with you,
right.
and then you ask questions, stuff like that. You
Okay,
know,
right.
where
Sure.
mm-hmm, definitely, man. Definitely, that's something been in the making of happening for the longest. You know what I mean? I just had to get tightened up in some things. You know what I'm saying? Get all the way equipped and all the way tight.
Right,
And
right.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Every day that I study, I still get tight. I get tighter and tighter because the
Can't
history
stop
over here,
studying,
man,
man.
is deep. Yeah, the history over here is deep, man. You know what I mean? And I see why they didn't never try to teach us American history over here in the Southeast, because they didn't know all of American history.
They didn't know what was up.
They didn't know what was on the other side of the Appalachians. They didn't,
Right,
man, by the, you know
right,
what I mean? All that was new to them. You know what I mean? And
right,
yeah, we definitely gonna build on that.
right.
Shout out to the Saws, man.
Yeah, even right here,
Yeah.
where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
probably in Francis Marion territory.
yeah,
Francis Marion ran all the way from Tennessee all the way down into Myrtle Beach. We call them swamp fox.
right,
Francis Marion Protected Forest.
right,
Mm-hmm.
exact,
We taught them guerrilla warfare,
exact,
camouflage.
exact.
You know what I mean? We taught them how to navigate the swamp. Oh
That's
yeah, oh
what the
yeah.
British ran into. They didn't know what was hitting them.
They didn't know what was hitting them.
The reputation
But
of
it was
ghosts.
getting surrounded from all sides. It was different. It was
Yeah,
different. You know what I
that
mean?
ghost, that
And
ghost
because of
soldier was so
American
young.
Indians, that's the reason why we even thought to have the powerful military that we have today, because the 400 years of wars that our ancestors done fought with them coming over here, and with them
Yeah,
for 400 years, it taught them a lot.
yeah,
Taught them how to navigate the waterways, stealth, you know what I mean? All kind of stuff, man. And that's why we a super country to this day.
right,
And we got all the resources that we need over here. And
right.
once those so-called founding fathers found that out, that we had every resource over here, and that Europe, them boy, was dependent on us in order to survive, and England, and you know what I mean? Boy, once they
Yeah,
seen that, they say, you know what? Let's break off. We about to be independent. We about to break off from England to Britain, to France. We breaking off from their ass. The Spanish crown, we don't owe nobody nothing.
yeah.
You feel me? But it's all good
Strictly
though. Man,
independent.
Apostle. Yep. Apostle, man, I appreciate you, man. You want to go ahead and close out, man?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I want to say Tawada to you. Thank you, brother, for allowing me to share this time with you and your guests, your audience, those that are listening to your airways. Thank you for this opportunity. Look forward to building some more together. You know, you are my brother over there on what's that? Monk Creek.
Mm.
What's that over there? What they say?
Unscrabble minds.
No, right there at Monk's Corner.
Oh yeah, Monk's Corner. You already
Yeah,
know.
right there. You know, my cousin married to Ravenel.
That's my bloodline.
That's your bloodline?
Yup.
Yeah, my cousin, one of my first cousins, married to the son. Been over to the house, mansion. Actually, two
They got
mansions side by
the
side.
bridges. They got bridges here called Ravenel.
They got everything called Ravenel.
Arthur Ravenel.
Yeah.
Pinckney and Ravenel go
Right.
hand in hand as far as the construction of Charleston. You wouldn't hit no Charleston without those two bloodlines.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And they fought for that shit too against their own fucking people.
Yeah.
But we, you know, we can get into that though. But
they living good. So it can continue to close out, man.
Damn.
Right there and where my uncle's from? Yamsey. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yamasee?
Yeah.
Or Yamasi?
Yeah, or Yamasi. Yeah.
Yamasi or Yamasee. Yeah.
That corner store right there, 17 and 21, right in that area. Off of 17 or 21. That little corner store where they got the stone grits.
Ooh.
Always stop me and get me a bag of stone grits. Right there on that left-hand side, going towards 95, that little corner store. I think it's at 17 heading towards 21 in 95.
Oh, so
It's
I
right
like
there
going
at that
towards
store.
Girl. Yeah.
Yeah, there. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So that's when you branch off, because if you keep up
Right,
17, it'll take you to 95 to go south or north,
right,
straight
right.
on up. But
What I
once
do, I
once
jump
you get
off.
off on Waterbury, right, right.
I jump off and
That's
hit
why I was like,
21
yeah,
and go to
yeah,
170 when I used to go down
right,
to
right.
Bluffton. Instead of
Okay,
taking 90,
okay,
I could have took 95, but instead of
right,
taking
right, right.
95, I break off from 21 and go
Uh-huh.
down to 170 and go to Bluffton that way.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, but right there, that corner store, man, they got some good food. That little joint there. Just a little
Uh-huh.
plug, man. I don't have to plug them business.
Right outside of that area is called Ravenel.
Right, exactly. When
That's
you going down
Ravenel, South
17,
Carolina. Yeah,
when you going
Ravenel,
down
South
17, that's all
Carolina.
you see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get to Ravenel before you get to Beaufort. So you come through West Ashley, and
right.
you come to Ravenel. So where Ravenel at and all that, that's where you got all type of Pinckney Islands and all type of resorts and all
Right,
that going into
exactly.
Beaufort. And then it turns into Hilton Head and all this right
Right,
here. And then it's Savannah. So
right,
you know what I mean? Yep,
right. So
yep.
all that country out there, you know, I no longer live there, but for the time that I was, it was home, you know, and I
Fact.
enjoyed that. I enjoyed the low country, man, tremendously. I came in 06 and I left in 25. And
The
the whole
wildlife is off the chain here. Like you don't know what you might see. You know what I mean? You
that's
might
for
see
sure.
a fucking pterodactyl.
That's for sure. Yeah,
Let me stop
yeah.
it.
That's right.
You might see
I think
something
the weirdest thing I saw was an alligator on a man's front porch. That did
Oh
it
yeah,
for me.
yeah. They come on land.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
did it for me. That bad boy. He acted like he was going
The
up there to ring the
possum.
doorbell.
Hey, listen, the possums open up your trash can and go in it, and then open their way up and let themselves back out right here, man.
Yeah,
But you know, from all
yeah,
that building that's going on up that way, upper South Carolina, to where they running all those black bears from Tennessee and
right,
Asheville, they running all those black bears down this way, man. Them black bears
right.
opening up people back doors, man.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta be careful about your children, man, and your dog. Make good bear food. You better get a big one.
A couple of pit bulls, or a couple of pit bulls to roll around. That's it.
Yeah.
Something that ain't harmful to kids. They love the kids and they protect the kids. They can roam. They love everybody. They people person. But anything else, anything else is intolerable.
When I bred the pit, I would say about the American pit bull: first to please, first to protect. The American pit bull, the all-purpose pet. That was my motto when I sold them, man. I had it right on my website.
Ain't nothing protect a man. Nothing protect a person better than them female pits. They they love you on a whole nother. Like you would be the only one to come around they puppies.
Right. Oh yeah.
When they have puppies.
Oh
they
yeah.
Ain't let anybody come around they puppies.
Yeah.
For real.
I had one over my brother's house. You couldn't feed, if you wasn't me or their family, you couldn't even feed him. You could not, he would tear your behind up.
Damn.
And any dog would forego food to tear you up. And I've never seen a dog go after a pit, go after humans like that. Normally they go after a dog. I know there was a particular dog that lived through the woods behind my house. We had woods in between each other. And my dog knew exactly where he was. And he was an outside dog in the backyard. And my dog would hit that gate, out of that gate, around that kennel, hitting them woods, I know exactly where he's going. He had it in his mind. Every time he got free, he was going down there and kick him some Labrador behind.
Go ahead, Apostle. Go ahead, finish, close it out, man.
But listen,
I
I
love talking
enjoyed
to you,
myself
man,
tremendously, man. I'm an old man, so it's easy for me to wander. But no doubt, thank you for the opportunity to share the word, this wisdom of truth with you and the people. I love it. They say a man my age is supposed to retire. The problem is I didn't come into this truth until after I turned 50. So y'all got to forgive me. I'm like a brand new baby, in this truth. It's like a second go around. So I'm enthused as if I was in my 30s, man. That's the way I feel about this truth. I got to keep reminding myself that I'll be 70 on the 31st of this month. I got to remind myself of that because I will go in on this here information, man, because I love sharing it. I love sharing it. I love preaching. I love talking about the Lord because he done a lot for me. Truly. Without him, my family would not be where we are today. And I know that for sure. So I thank you. Appreciate you. Call me up. Let me know when we come back and finish. OTK presents Apostles Zaquan. Jesus fulfilled any of the prophecies in the Bible, Old and New Testament. He fulfilled them all. I'm going to continue to talk about it. Okay, TK.
I know that's right. All right, Apostle,
that's all I
man.
got.
Appreciate you, man. You know what I mean? I'm going to go ahead and close out, man. Make sure you give my love to the family and the goddess.
I sure will.
To your chiefness. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, behind every strong man, there's a strong chiefness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So
yeah, she's there. The rib is always there.
Appreciate her for allowing you to give me some time tonight, man. That's why I ain't trying to keep you too long because I ain't trying to get on no bad side. So when I call you next time, I ain't get no problem. I'm on the good side.
All right, brother.
All right, man.
We'll
Salute.
talk.
All right, Elder.
Okay. Let me.
Oh man, salute to my elder, man. Apostle Zaquan for coming through, man. And man, peace and love to y'all, man. Word. I'm gonna drop this real quick and then I'm gonna close down, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Say I'm hustling and I'm grinding. I'm making moves with my money on my mind, and I can't fall short. No, always keep it 1,000. Slow mo. Say I'm hustling and I'm grinding. I'm making moves with my money on my mind, and I can't fall short. No, always keep it 1,000. Slow mo.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Peace and love to y'all. And I hope y'all told somebody out there that y'all love them. Somebody, someone, or something. Because they need it, man. They deserve it, man. Shout out to the armed forces. Those who've been served, those who serve it now, and those who going to serve later. Appreciate y'all. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to my guest tonight on OTK Presents. Apostle Zaquan with a good question. Did Jesus fulfill any prophecy in the Bible, Old or New Testament? And I think I'm gonna propose this question to a couple of more people and see what they say. Apostle gave us his breakdown on it. It was understandable. I rock with it. So one thing about being open to knowledge, you got to be able to understand where people are coming from. You got to stay open to understand where they're coming from. And if you don't understand it, ask questions so you can get a better understanding. But make sure your questions that you're asking are for your understanding and not to be sarcastic or to be asking a question that you already think you got the answer to. That ain't right. Good word. Hey man, so shout out to all my American Indians out there. Y'all already know, man. Peace and love, y'all. Peace.